What's going on, everybody? It's Jamie here, back again with another video on the channel. Today we're doing a theoretical video if Edinson Cavani signs for Leeds. Now I know it's looking quite unlikely in real life at the moment, as he's nigh on signed for Benfica, but from what I know it's not already confirmed. Even if it is, it's just fun to see what could have happened and the signings Leeds could have made to surround Edinson Cavani with the many needs to score goals, because he's a proven goal scorer in Italy, in France, one of PSG's all-time scorers, I think. Obviously, with the new signings and the new way of buying players, he's just been forced out the club, which is kind of unfair, but it was probably time that he left anyway. Obviously, Leeds would be a good destination with Marcelo Bielsa in charge, won the championship. They started to pull away towards the end. They're a good footballing team with their own vision, their own play style, and it's probably a attractive proposition for a few teams, especially someone like Edinson Cavani. However, without European football, and I don't think they'll be able to offer him the money he wants, it could be a stretch. But I think Leeds owners are quite rich, so it could be the guy they go for. And you see here that they just want us to avoid relegation, which makes sense. Bamford, on the other hand, Bamford's probably, well, we know he's not a Premier League player. We've seen him at Norwich, we've seen him at other teams in the Championship, in the Premiership as well. In the Championship, sometimes he goes well, sometimes he doesn't, depends on the system. But you need a talisman in the Premier League, and Patrick Bamford's just not going to be that guy. He's definitely a Championship player at the best. You got Tyler Roberts with potential, you got a couple of youngsters with potential, but they're probably not going to be right to try and keep him in the Premier League at the minute. Obviously, they're too young, they're not a high enough rate on the game. Meslier has signed in real life, but I'm just going to keep him on loan because it's just easier. Same with Augustin, I think they have to buy him for £18 million. I just kept him at the club. I sent back Ben White, and he's very topical in the news because they really want him, but Brighton aren't letting him go, even though they have like 44 centre backs at the club. Ben White obviously was their player of the season last year, I believe, and you got Calvin Phillips there. They got a good solid foundation. My plan is to bring Ben White back. If not, I'll try and find an alternative that could fit the system. You need someone who's fast and good on the ball in this system, and the Bielsa. Maybe even I could drop Calvin Phillips back, but he's done very well as a holding mid. That it's just not worth the hassle finding another midfielder to do the role that he does. I also just kept Heli Costa on loan because I know he signed from real life for £15 million. I think that was an obligation to buy, so it was just easier. Obviously, Gelhardt has signed in real life as well, but on the game he hasn't, so I signed him. It's no hassle. He's like literally 500k to sign, 600k to sign. Good young prospect from Wigan. It's unfortunate for Wigan because their new owners screwed them. They got relegated unfairly, really, thanks to the Championship board. And he's like a very good prospect for the future. Obviously, he's showing great potential in the game. He's not going to cost anything. He probably won't break into the first team for at least another 2 years. But him and Edinson Cavani can only be good for his development and him in the future, especially Leeds in the future, if they can hold on to him. But here's the main man himself, Big Ben White. Linked with a lot of clubs like Liverpool and Man United. Will he go back to Leeds in real life? I don't know. Apparently the player wants it, but money talks in the league, and if Brighton want to keep him, Brighton can keep him. He's their player. Also going for a decent deal on this game for £10 million. You can't really go wrong with that. He's not going to be on the most wages in the world. As you can see there, about 37 grand. And he's just a future England player, most probably a very good Premier League centre-back. And it's going to shore up the defence a lot. It's going to leave that worry of, oh no, we need to find another midfielder or centre back if we put Calvin Phillips there. As you can see, I buy a financial takeover because 20 million for Leeds is just not realistic. They were going to spend 25 million on Ben White, so I'm not going to overblow the budget. I bought the lowest one, so it wasn't that bad. But obviously, another man linked with him at Leeds in real life is Emiliano Buendia, one of the best players in the league statistically last season. I think he had the third most assists, third most tackles as a midfielder. He plays on the right as well, remember that. He's very hard working. Obviously not relegated, so you can probably get him for a cut fee. And he's Argentinian, so there's the links of Bielsa. He's very hard working. It makes sense for Leeds to go after him. An ex-Leeds man now, Lewis Cook. Obviously, he was a very big prospect in real life back in the day. Never really worked out at Bournemouth because they never really fit a system where he could excel. But bringing him in as a bit of backup, maybe even a starter, is only good for Leeds. Obviously, it helps to their English quota. It helps to their homegrown quota. Especially if we get European football in a few years, then he'll be very important. And then you go look at defence. Defence is the weakest part of Leeds. With bringing the centre back, Ben White, we only have 3 proper centre backs at the club still. But Luke Ayling can also play as centre back. But there's no cover for Luke Ayling that's any good and that's young. So bringing in Jayden Bogle from Derby. Obviously, he's had injury problems in real life, but it's probably time he moves on from Derby, because Derby probably want to cash in on the hype he's got. Obviously, he's not going to cost a lot, about 4 million. His wages aren't going to be that high. He's going to develop into a very good right back and another good English right back for the future. You think how many good right backs England have got? It's kind of stupid. They need to spread that across the pitch. Hopefully, a centre back, but it is what it is. Jayden Bogle, he's going to come in as an important player, but most probably not going to be able to dislodge Ayling at the start of the season. Hopefully he does build a good partnership with Buendia when he comes in, which could be useful. But we have to wait and see how players perform with a big step up to the Premier League. And another man who leads in real life, which I see is a very smart one, Argentinian Juan Foyth from Tottenham Hotspur. Obviously, since Mourinho came in, not really had a chance. When Pochettino was there, Pochettino really liked him. So maybe I wanted to get him on loan, but the game doesn't let you loan players yourself. It just loans everyone else's good players out. And to be fair though, 10 million is probably a realistic fee for him in real life as well, because he's not getting much game time. He's a backup at best at Spurs. And you can see here he helps us get to 13th place midway through the season, which is very nice if you ask me for a Leeds fan. If a Leeds fan took that, I'd be very happy at the start of the season. You see here though, Barry Douglas is getting on a bit. Stuart Dallas isn't really a left back, he's a right-footed winger. Leif Davis went out on loan because he's too low rated and too young. So bringing in, there we go, I'm going to try and say this name, Leonardo Coutras from Mallorca, I believe that is. Don't quote me on that, but it could be Mallorca. And he's decent rated, he's young, he can improve. He's got very good stats to be fair. He's quite low rated for what his stats suggest, but he's just a cheap signing. And the final sign we make of this video, this is in January by the way, same as the left back, is Emiliano Ordero from Sampdoria. Obviously, this man's a very good shot stopper, he's good with his feet. He's probably a very good replacement for Kiko Casilla. Obviously, Casilla's got a lot of controversy in real life, and Meslier's taken over, but Meslier's not good enough in this game, because EA don't update the players a lot as to what they've been doing. But bringing in Ordero for a decent fee, it's a decent fee for a promoted team to spend on a goalkeeper. And the manager's a bit stubborn. I'm stubborn. It would try and get him for 13 mil, which is going to be a bargain in the long run. He's a very good goalkeeper. Obviously, I think he might have played for Italy once. I know he's been linked to the Italian squad, and hopefully he's a super keeper of the future for Leeds. Obviously, Leeds have had some Italian keepers before, and it's not gone so well. Like, here we go. I can't even think of his name now, but you know who I mean. He used to be decent on FIFA. And you can see finished 12th overall in the league at the end. And that's a very good season for Leeds. Mid-table first season, and then you can build on that. A steady base to build on. You can see here trying to find, we got smashed by Man City in the 4th round of the Cup, which is kind of expected. Probably not 4-0 though. Bit disappointing. And then this is the Carabao Cup. We'll try and find where we finish now. Can I see it? I can't see it either. I don't know if you can see it. This is an awkward bit, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, at this time, if you don't like, comment, and subscribe, don't forget to do that. It helps out a lot. Alright, so yeah, we lost 3-0 to Nottingham Forest. Now that must have been simulation rotation at its finest. Playing all the kids and stuff. See the team though, some players have improved. Cavani's dropped down 1 rating, which isn't the worst. Ordero had a good season when he came in. 4 clean sheets in 13 games isn't great, but it's not the best defence yet. Meslier's improving, which is nice to see. Barry Douglas leaves at the end of the contract. Stuart Dallas, I'd probably let go. He done well. Cooper wanted to leave because Juan Foyth came in, took his place, which is fair, but you do expect more out of Liam Cooper. Jaden Bogle didn't really get that much game time, but when he came in, he seemed to do well. Luke Ayling was solid. Calvin Phillips, 2 goals, 2 assists, very solid for him as a DM. Jamie Shackleton started to break through. Jack Harrison with 8 goals. Lewis Cook contributed a few assists for midfield, which is nice to see. Klitsch has also done quite well. And unfortunately, I'll probably be leaving. Same as Bogusz. He might go on loan. Hernandez probably keep him around for one more season, but he's not going to be a starter. Tyler Roberts will probably take that place. And you see Buendia, 8 goals, 5 assists from the right wide midfield. That's nice. Hela Costa done pretty well considering he's never really done it in the Premier League before. But there's still a few bits of improvement to do in this team, and I just think you got to let potential grow a bit more in this team. However, I'm going to show you my short list of players that I think could be wise to maybe just scout and have a look at. There's not going to be any big shocks there. Ollie Watkins is one, but he transferred in this, so I didn't put him on the list. But I hope you enjoy. Look at all the stats. Pause if you want. Take it all in. We didn't really have many players on the stat boards. Cavani was 18th, but yeah, just keep looking through the stats. Pause if you want to see any more. Can you like, comment, subscribe if you're new, share if you'd want, and thank you guys for watching. It's been Jamie, and goodbye.